what's your biggest takeaway from Verdict 2022? And Sukumar, can I start with you?
A couple of takeaways. One, I think Mandal is well and truly dead. I think its ghost has been laid to rest. Two, I don't think the BJP has any cause to fear in 2024. Irrespective of the nature of the grouping that is going to come, everything else. Three, I think the most important pole in Indian politics now becomes Hindutva plus welfare, and anyone who's able to play that to their advantage, anyone who's able to showcase that to their advantage, starts off in a very, very positive way. I just want to just dwell on the last point for a second. You look at what even Arvind Kejriwal has done in Delhi. I mean, Roshan
Yeah.
spoke about the fact that he's not taken on the prime minister, but at the end of the day, a lot of his, if you were to look at the ideological position of Arvind Kejriwal, I think it would be center right, right? And so it is in some ways. I mean, it's not Hindutva, but it's soft Hindutva plus welfare. Slightly higher order welfare because he's speaking about education and jobs and healthcare and all that. That seems to work. So those are my big takeaways from it.
All right, Roshan.
Three takeaways for me as far as concerned. One, I think in Akhilesh Yadav's defeat, the Congress's bad showing in Uttarakhand, and Aam Aadmi Party's victory in Punjab, the opposition space, the competition for opposition space in North India has actually really opened up now. You don't know what's going to be happening, even 5 years from now. That's number one. Number two, I think, is after the RJD and Samajwadi, RJD in Bihar and the Samajwadi Party in UP having lost, and whereas they claim that they were the only one able to defeat the BJP, you will actually see the beginning of a large shift of Muslims towards parties such as the AIMIM.
Yeah.
Identity politics among Muslims will get a huge fillip now because they have realized that Mandal politics are not able to deliver what they promised to them. That is, they will defeat the BJP. As far as the BJP is concerned, I think they will get a lot of confidence, but this confidence somewhere will also, I think, make it put pressure on the BJP. I do not think the BJP will get arrogant after the result. Given the kind of economic situation we are headed towards, I think the BJP will also be under a lot of pressure as to how to minimize the pain of the people at large going forward because of issues such as inflation. So we are headed for very interesting times ahead in terms of political economy between now and 2024.
All right, that's fascinating, Nilanjan. Your key takeaways, please.
Yeah, so I think I want to underscore Sukumar's first point, and I think Roshan's point as well, that it does seem that Mandal is dead. And we've been talking about UP, but remember that even in Punjab, part of the logic of Channi was to get the Dalit vote, and that doesn't seem to have panned out very well. Yeah. So I think and I want to take that point a little bit further, right? So there's of course the abstract notion people vote for their caste, but there's also a debate that has been taking place in public space among academics about having politicians that look like the voters, right? So how many OBCs has the BJP nominated versus how many OBCs has the Samajwadi nominated, and so on. So I think that we're moving past a lot of that kind of politics, right? I mean, when I hear people on the ground, I mean, there of course was discussion of I would have liked somebody of my caste to become the candidate, but at the end of the day, if I'm still willing to vote for the BJP or the Aam Aadmi Party, then that is going to also fundamentally change the way in which legislatures look, right? So look at the Aam Aadmi Party. Last time, because of this concern that they may have been pro-Khalistan, no Hindu was willing to vote for them. Right. This time, partially because of Kejriwal's perhaps soft Hindutva, but also because they jettisoned all the local baggage in the state of Punjab, no problem, right? So in some sense, the ability of the modern party to simply recuse itself from issues of identity is a huge advantage, right? And you see it in the politics of Mamta as well. So all of these regional actors, these small regional KCR, these small regional actors that we're talking about that are rising as opposed to sinking, they all have a very similar characteristic. They're all able to be quite nimble on these issues of identity, and they're not pinned to any notion of descriptive identity.